Trump says he's not going to be happy if there's no ceasefire today. He has started with, we're going to get it done, to probably nothing's going to happen. We should make some deals, to not going to be happy if this doesn't get did. Who knows? Who knows? I think at best, well, first of all, the best you can do is a ceasefire. You can't do anything else. I think I'm just spitballing here, but I bet the Ukrainians would like to have a say in this, and they have to have a say. Although it's kind of odd because it's not their land anymore. It's just not. You lost it. A bigger monster came and took your stuff, and you could do nothing to stop it. That's the way that's going to be. So they are going to meet. How long do you think this thing's going to go today? Trump says he only needs 2 minutes. I need to look him in the eye.
Might just go 2 minutes.
Maybe. Here's the thing. Putin, like a lot of Russians, if you've ever met Russians, they're hard to read. They're not a joyful people. Hard life there, Russia. Always. Best times, hard life. So, and Putin doesn't look like he smiles a lot. No. Look at Bell's like, nope. Mm-mm.
No, he is almost permanent scowl.
Yeah. Who was it? Was it, which was one of their guys today? Was it that Lavrov that wore the CCCP shirt?
Yes. Lavrov had the old Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't leave much to the imagination, does it?
No.
It kind of tells you where they're coming from.
Yeah, that's yeah. Well, I think we kind of know what their deal is. So Trump should be there. Putin's already landed. They got this big, giant, huge. I wonder what that's for. They got this big stage.
Yeah, it's a big stage with fighter jets on either side of a red carpet
that says Alaska 2020. It's Trump, man. We got to make it look good. Spell everything right. I watched this, and he loves staging. I watched this thing where it was like behind the scenes with Trump, and he's sitting down to do an interview, and next to him is a table with water. You know, it's a drink. And he sits there, and he moves the water to one side, moves it to the other, then tells this guy to take it away, then tells him to bring it back. And it's just, he understands everything's staged, you know, because it's all about brand and staging. So, man, this is I don't think people realize like the big deal that this is in this situation. Him coming here, first of all, the Putin really can't go anywhere outside. He can go to China. He can go to Iran. He can go to North Korea.
Yeah.
But he can't go to Milan.
He might be able to go to India.
Yeah, he could probably go to India. He could. I'm assuming he could. He could probably go like to Pakistan, like the places that you probably we're like, you know what? No, that's not a place you're going to vacation. Although China's pretty nice to go vacation at. You know, but he can't go anywhere else. Think about that. And what today, Bell's reading something and it says hostage number 1 or whatever, because there's this assumption that we're going to arrest him.
Yeah, there was a writer in the Russian state media saying that there was a very good chance that Trump would kidnap Putin as an act of war while he was in Alaska.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't believe that's going to happen. I don't think when he lands that they're going to put cuffs on him, right? And even today, I was listening to Chris Murphy, who wants to be president of the United States, but is also an ass clown. That's what I heard.
I agree.
He was on MSNBC, but he starts talking about like, oh, here we go. We're gonna let Putin into America. Trump's bringing him back to the fold.
Well, the first thing that's happening here is the welcoming of Putin back into the order of major mainstream nations. He is visiting the United States for the first time since he became a war criminal. He is standing with the most powerful person in the world, and it is a sign from Donald Trump, essentially, that all is forgiven.
Forgiven, dude. What's the option? Was the option being bumbling, not knowing where you were for 2.5 years, paying zero attention to what was really going on, every once in a while promising the Ukrainians that you were going to give them something they maybe need, tell them no, and then 3 weeks later send it to them? and never negotiate any kind of deal because you were too busy making sure that the fat cats were getting paid in the war machine? What's the option? You know how this stuff gets done? You negotiate. You sit down. You sit down. That's how this gets done. God, it's the one thing about Trump. He's willing to meet with anybody, right? You may be the biggest despot in the world, but Trump thinks he could talk you into something. You got to love that. Doesn't mean it's going to happen.
He has no fear of the conversation.
No, he doesn't. I mean, when he walked over the TMZ into the North Korea, and there was zero, Trump didn't care about etiquette or the things you're supposed to do. He's just like, I'm stepping over this line. What are you guys going to do? First of all, it was an amazing moment in history that if it was any other president, it would be like, oh, but because it's Trump, people freak out about it. But you have to be able to talk to these people. You do. You have to be able to have conversations with these people. Otherwise, what's going to happen? Are you just going to go, we're not going to do anything? There's no solution? I mean, war in perpetuity, which there's a lot of people in America. I mean, we are the kings of war. We prop up dictators. We are the kings of war. We've overthrown duly elected governments to put in people we like that became dictators. We are the kings of this stuff. But because you're nice. So what Trump, all of the stuff that, if you were being honest with yourself and you hated him, a lot of, like the libtards, everybody thinks I'm a libtard, but that guy wants peace more than anybody else. He wants everybody skipping and happy and making money, which is fantastic. But you can't do that if you don't communicate. And everybody else's idea is, well, let's just not, we'll just ignore you and put more sanctions. What more are you going to sanction? Because from here on out, if people were really serious about putting like you were talking about, Ken, earlier, they've got some. The first few years of the war, economically, they did okay, but they're starting to feel it now. They have 20,000 sanctions on them. If we were serious and we only wanted to go after sanctions, that was going to be our thing. We don't sanction them at all.
Yeah. 16,000 of the 20,000 sanctions are economic.
Yeah. So you're sanctioning everything, and yet they still manage to get it because there's third-party nations like India, China, and we're not going to go ruin our economy to fix it if we wanted to force them out. Neither is Europe. So enough with your no, sanctions only work so far. Where it's hurt, sanctions have hurt the individuals. Grabbing their yachts. How many yachts did America and Europe get? All those oligarchs that left their yacht somewhere and they snatched them up?
Yeah. They've probably already bought other ones.
Yeah, probably. So I think it'll be interesting. I think Trump, again, the best he can do today is, a peace agreement. What did he say? He wants to...
set the table.
Set the table, right? He wants to make this quick. You make this quick, which means go talk for a couple hours, see what you can hash out, then see if you can get Zelensky and him a meeting ASAP. And you get that done, and then hopefully from there comes the ceasefire into a peace agreement. And as much as the Ukrainians don't want to give up anything, you got no choice. You don't even have it to give. At this point in time, it's not yours to give. It's been taken. And you're not getting it back. And you're not joining NATO. That is a non-starter. Trump has even today, one of their ministers said, look, we understand Trump he doesn't have a real good hand to play. No. But that's also good too, because you go in there with no pressure, because it's not our war. We're paying for a lot of it, and when I say paying, everybody always thinks we just hand them cash. what we do is we give unlimited credit cards to the war makers to make them stuff and send it off. And then we tell them to ring it up. So hopefully you guys bought a lot of stock in War Machines. War Machines. I don't know. I think Putin speaks some English. I don't know how much he speaks. Somebody asked, do you know that?
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Yeah. I wonder. I don't know how much he speaks, though. Because a lot of times, too, this is the other thing. A lot of times they speak English, but their accent's so thick it's not good. And so they don't want to do too much in the way of speaking in front of the media because they don't want to be embarrassed. And or say something that they think is right. And it's really not something and it comes off. But I don't know how much English he speaks. You would think he would speak a decent amount.
I mean, he was high up in the KGB, wasn't he?
He ran the KGB.
Yeah, I would think those guys know English.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think so, too.
He speaks fluent English.
Everybody seems to know English.
You know what's funny? I've never really, outside of a hello or thank you very much, I've never really seen him do,
I haven't either. Every time I've seen, a clip of him, he is always speaking Russian.
Yeah. Always.
Just like Xi Jinping.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think he speaks English.
I never even see him speak.
No, I don't see him speak either.
He also speaks German.
Sure he does. He probably speaks a lot of languages. As the KGB, you probably got to speak a lot. So
it's easier to spy when you know the language.
Well, that is easier to spy. And nowadays, you got those little things now that you just put in your ear. And it'll translate for you. So that way, if you go to the nail salon, if you're talking about you.
That's right.
Every time I see one of those on X or the Reels or TikTok when they're having those sale of those Google ear things, it's the same thing. Honey, I went inside and they were talking about me at the nail salon. So,
boy, this guy's feet stink.
This guy's gross. Did Putin ride a polar bear shirtless to the summit? I love it when
Oh, my gosh. I forgot about that.
He did, and Trump rolled in on a Harley with an American flag being held by an eagle.
Actually, he rode in on a sled pulled by dire wolves.
I
told
by
you
the way,
we're bringing
dire
them
wolf
back.
update. They are doing amazing. They are doing absolutely amazing. And Elon, because they're out there in Austin, said that they may be working on some other things that are going to be not just the woolly mammoth for the wild. How crazy is that going to be? Woo-wee. Somebody says he speaks better English than me. It's not very nice. I think I speak gooder English.
Gooder and better.
Gooder and better, gooder than everything. I tell you what. Yes, we're going to get to the conspiracy theory of Garth. It's a good one, too. I did not know this. My wife, she loves a good conspiracy theory.
Oh, yeah?
She does. She loves a good, every day there's some sort of, she's really into the Candace Owen, Macron is a man thing.
Oh, yeah.
Bridget Macron is a man.
Bridget. Yeah.
She's really into that. She's like, I'm like, I can't. I just can't. Did you see, she was on with Piers Morgan, Candace? And he goes, she goes, they were talking about the lawsuit and the man. And he goes, well, how do you prove that you're a woman? And he looks at her, he goes, what if I say you're not a woman? How do you prove it to me? And she just kind of looked at him like, oh, yeah. What, do you just drop trowel? I don't know how that works. So, the story of the whole Candace Owen thing, if you guys haven't heard, she thinks Bridget Macron is a man.
A man,
She's a man, baby. And it's this crazy theory. It's so insane to talk about conspiracy theories. And one of the things that happened was two journalists, or not journalists, but vloggers and people in France came up with this, and one of them was a medium. And that's how this apparently started. It's just, it's all over the place. And now she's being sued for a gazillion dollars. Oh, there goes Trump. Look at that.
Where's he at?
Air Force One. The Eagles almost landed.
Wheels down, baby. Wheels down.
I am one of the most gooderest hosts you've ever seen. Tell you what, I'm more gooder than anybody. Most bestest, goodest.
Bestest, gooderest.
Absolutely. I put that in a sentence. Coming up. Yes, we're going to get to it in a little while. I got to make sure there's no F-bombs in some of the stuff. The Garth Brooks thing. Oh, so it's awesome. And they're probably listening, so we're going to get in trouble. So this should be good. I don't believe it, Garth, okay? I don't. But I've heard stories.
Probably Trisha you need to be worried about.
Trisha, again, this is what I've heard, okay? And it has nothing to do with you and another woman or any of that. No. Something completely different. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997. A lot of you believe in conspiracy theories. What's the one? See, I never looked at the alien stuff as conspiracy because it's, because we know they're out there. I mean, that's silly. And it's a proven. Although they're not, it's not aliens. It's not. I've been telling you guys this for a while. I did the joke about whether or not, did you see Anna Paulina Luna? On with Joe Rogan?
No.
She was talking about, she was in the skiff, right? So that's like this you can't go in there. You got to leave. Essentially, you bring nothing in there. And so she goes in there, and she was on this week talking about it. And she's like, I got to be careful what I say here. But yeah, I've seen pictures. None of the stuff they're showing you is human-made. But she goes, stop thinking about things coming here from, hundreds of millions of light years away. Think about interdimensional. So they're popping in and out from different dimensions.
Interesting.
So I'm like, I get that. See, I've always thought that would be it. So there's another Ken somewhere else.
Yeah. It's a doppelganger.
Yeah, and then there's another Ken another place, and there's another Ken, and some of those Kens are way behind in life as far as they don't have technology, and some of them are super far ahead.
I wonder if they're taller.
I have often wondered that. I wonder I wonder if.
They might be shorter.
They might be. Just a little guy.
I'd be able to beat myself up.
You would. And so that's why they always talk about like the time loop, right? When stuff just looks weird or
yeah,
it's think of the Matrix, and that's where she went with that. But we won't find out until we find out what's in the Epstein files. Then we're for sure going to find out. Man, you want to talk about throwing the scent off?
Yeah.
Everybody thinks that that's going away. The Epstein, it's not. They're just not there.
Now, a judge, like a lower court judge, has apparently blocked release of grand jury testimony.
Do you know what's in the grand jury testimony?
I have no idea.
Everything that's already out there. They've got it all.
I got you.
They've got every single thing in the files already sitting on her desk. Every single thing in there is already in the files. They could release him at any time.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, there he is, Air Force One.
I like how Air Force One is behind the fighter jets.
Oh yeah, it looks cool.
And he's got a long walk to the red carpet too, man.
He says, "Watch your step, Joe."
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Remember that? They finally at the end they had to just take him and put him on the
just put him on the
little back thing. He had to go through the back.
Yeah, they needed a mechanical chair.
There's
nothing wrong with that.
No. Have you seen the Saudis? Have you seen his? He's got an elevator that travels with him.
There you go.
Man, you're doing good when you got an elevator that you take everywhere with you. That's a good life. That's a good life. Coming up, guys, we're going to do it. Conspiracies. This one, I didn't know this one. I had heard, my wife had mentioned a while ago, and I said, shit, yeah, whatever, I don't buy it. Now, somebody playing around with it. They did all the research. It's crazy. And I'm like, it can't be true. But what's wrong with a good conspiracy every once in a while? Somebody even said today, Chad, you need more conspiracy in your life. Well, we'll have some conspiracy. We'll do that straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997. Does Trump not come out? Man, he should come out with a cape. How awesome would that be? With Return of the Mac plan.
So awesome.
Return of the Mac. There it is. Got a cane, too. A little bit of a crip walk. What's up? How you do?
And the first thing he says is, my pimp hand is strong.
That's right, man. Putin's like, hey, what are you, sir? He's like, pimping ain't easy. Because it isn't. What's the thing? Oh, poping ain't easy either. We haven't heard a lot about the Pope lately. I'm sure we'll get a good conspiracy theory about him. Speaking of that, this one is taking fire again. So if you guys follow Tom Segura and his wife, they had a lady that is one of their listeners who, and I've heard this for a while, who brought this up to him, and it's a bizarre story. And I don't believe it to be true, but it doesn't mean we can't have fun with it. So have you guys heard that Garth Brooks is a serial killer? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who did he kill?
Hundreds.
Hundreds. Now, he's not only a serial killer, but he's killed hundreds.
Does this dude know he's going to get sued?
They're doing the research. There's it's crazy. And it's nutty that the way that they've done it, they said they've gone around and they have followed all of his tour dates, for several years. And in the towns that he's been in, there has been either women have gone missing the same night or a woman has been murdered and it's unsolved.
So his whole point for touring isn't to promote his music, make revenue, and sell swag. It's to get him to a place where he can kill some woman.
Yeah. And by the way, this is something that the fans have brought up that started this, which is crazy. And you know what else it's about too? Chris Gaines.
Oh, yeah, his alter ego.
His alter ego. That's the deep, dark alter.
See, it's not Garth killing people.
Yeah,
it's Chris.
And he sits in front of the mirror and he's like, don't do it, Chris. I can't fight it. And how it started, how it resurfaced up. In 1989, did an interview and they asked him, would you write a bull for charity? He says, no, I'd rather kill somebody. Which, again, is kind of an odd thing for charity. What'd you do for charity? Oh, the kid that I got for Make-A-Wish wanted us to go out and snuff somebody. I don't like...
That's just...
It was
what
his
can I
wish.
say? It was his last wish. He's in terminal. I had to take care of him.
Somebody said Darth Garth. It's Dark Garth. So, but it's like gaining, like anything, man. People think, because they start to draw, you go to New Orleans. First of all, anybody goes to New Orleans, you're probably a murder suspect if that's the way it's going to be, because a lot of people disappear. Right? A lot of these things happen. And it takes off. TikTok, I'm telling you. And so now there's all this, there's like a podcast series about it. And, and I'm sure anything to take away some of the other stuff that happened with Garth recently, he was probably happy with. It's like, whew, he'd rather be a serial killer at this point. But it's funny how fast stuff takes off, man. It is.
It does.
It is. And so they go back all the way to his college days. And he's like, there's a girl that lived just up the street. She disappeared. She was never found, and they went to college together. Then they start going for the little places. Then there was an uptick in murders when he came here to Nashville and worked at the Boot Barn or whatever. And when he wasn't here, it went down. But then when he was on tour, people would disappear and die, but it's only women. And then the best one is his house is a house of horrors. He's got bodies like John Wayne Gacy below. And I don't believe any of it. And I thought, how do people get to this point?
Well, I can't believe Garth would do any of this. Now, Chris Gaines, we can have a conversation about,
yeah,
but I'm not buying that Garth would do this.
Was that not the weirdest thing ever in music?
It was a rare slip by somebody who otherwise has been a genius marketeer in his career.
That was the weirdest thing I can remember. And maybe it is his alter ego. But stuff takes off, dude. Yesterday, my wife, because again, she's never met a conspiracy theory she didn't like. So, oh my God, I hear Rick Ocasek traffics humans organ. Rick Ocasek's not with us. So yesterday, I'm at home. I'm in my studio. So for you guys to know, we have our own. So we have an apartment, and then we rented a studio apartment a couple doors down. That's where I do my show, and then we're setting it up to be a big podcast studio and everything. My wife calls me. So she's like 50 feet away from me, but she calls me. And she says, what do you know about all the kids that have gone missing since July 1st in Virginia? I'm like, what are you talking about? Look it up. And I look it up, and it's a Virginia police chief going, nothing's happening. This rumor's gone crazy. She goes, I'm on the website for, missing and exploited children, and 47 kids have gone missing. It is amazing how fast stuff can take off in today's world. You have to be careful. I mean, Ken and I always talk about the news because you do have to be careful about it. I mean, especially now with video. How often do you have to double check and go and look when you see a video?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. And you got to look at it real close.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point where you almost have to assume it's fake, and you have to have confirmation
Yes.
before you can believe any of it.
Yeah. It is. It's. If I don't see it like at a reputable site, it's tough, because even Chris Cuomo got fooled by the AOC video a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he came out and apologized. It is really tough. But the thing that is frustrating is I'll be scrolling and somebody will put like rest in peace somebody. And then you'll look at and that person's not dead. But then you go and look at the likes and stuff, and there's hundreds of people going, oh, I'm going to miss him. They couldn't take 2 seconds to go. I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true. They don't. They just run with it. And I'm not saying some conspiracies don't have some serious. I mean, I don't think we believe for a second the stuff with JFK as above board. RFK stuff, I don't think we're going to believe. And I don't think we got a lot of the stuff. Okay, that's. But it's the simple stuff that's easily checked that nobody does. The fact that you would think Garth Brooks killed 200 people.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nuts. But they do, man. That's scary. They do. People buy into it. And then they go down rabbit holes for days, which is also something I don't have time of. Let's see here. Mr. Brooks with Kevin Costner was about Garth. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, somebody said, I don't believe anything anymore until I do more thorough research. That's the truth. You have to be willing to do it.
Everybody should be that way.
Yeah.
Everybody really should.
Because it is, and like politics is the perfect place. And like with what's going on with Israel right now in Palestine, nobody bothers to look or ask another question. They believe what they believe, and they're there.
Well, we're just looking at the surface headlines.
Yeah, you look at the surface, and because you have a bias of, I believe these people more than I believe these people, and then that's it. And so they'll look at the headline, and they'll take the headline as truth. And you've got to ask yourself, could Garth really kill somebody? Could he kill 200 somebodies? Do you know how busy he would be?
Yeah.
That seems like a lot of work.
And wouldn't Trisha be asking, where were you?
Yeah, well, it's on tour.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So, and that was the other thing. One of the things was he used to sign autographs all night. And he would sign autographs. They would talk about he would sign sometimes till 2 or 3 in the morning. Just anybody who came up, he would sign autographs. And he finally stopped doing that because the band and the crew were getting upset because they were exhausted. So he said, I'll take myself from now on, so that way I can keep the people happy. And then more people started disappearing. Was it Chris Gaines? I don't know. Still the worst mistake. Chris Gaines is to country music and Garth Brooks as New Coke is to Coke. That was a swing and a miss. Garth, like everybody. Oh, everybody.
Darth Brooks.
Somebody said, is it that you believe Garth could kill a few, but 200's out of the question? I think 200, man, you're pushing it, right? Like, that's a push.
Well, wait a minute. We are forgetting one thing, that we have had a issue in the past where Garth has gone into Publix and bought all the fried chicken and didn't leave anybody for anybody else.
You know why? Probably because he was taking it back to his underground cages where all his
feed
women
his
were.
captives.
Yeah. Yeah.
We still love you, Garth.
We do. I love you, Garth. I don't think it's you. I don't. No way. But there's podcasts and stuff out there. And he's suing other people, too, because and this is the other thing. How many people run with this? Like the whole thing with Macron and whether or not she's a woman. Okay. Like, I'm serious. Like, what would... It's about they're suing Candace, and in fact, they hired private investigators to get as much dirt on her as possible. They even asked Trump at one time, hey, could you just tell her to stop this? And Trump, I guess, called her and said, hey, could you knock it off? We're trying to negotiate peace. And that, obviously, she's over it now because now that he's been sued. And again, first of all, let's just say she was a man at one time. Who cares? Does it affect your life?
Yeah, that's really what it gets down to is so what?
Honey, I can't go to work today. Why? Macron's wife used to be a man. Oh, my Lord. Yep, can't go to work. I'm going to stay at home and see if my Macron hot dog check's coming.
Macron's wife is a man.
She's a man, baby.
A man, baby.
Yeah. You know, but it's this weird world where, is he gay? That's the new thing. Who cares? Does it affect you? Because he's French, of course. Again, it's so bizarre, though. It is. It's so weird. Oh, my Lord. Welcome to the world we live in. Craziness. Air Force One. I have not seen Trump come out.
No, he has not. In fact, I just saw a clip of him speaking, is like sitting at a table on the plane speaking.
That is interesting. That is very...
He's making the pooter wait.
Oh, yeah, totally. Or maybe they don't have any of the vehicles there. Or I don't know. It's
It's probably by design.
Oh, here we go. Trump and Putin meeting, not going to be a one-on-one. Rubio and Witkoff will now attend the press with the president. So the Pooter's probably bringing somebody. You always got to have backup. Right? You need your boys. You do. So this will be taking place. I'm assuming he's going to come out at some point in time. It's kind of weird that he hasn't come out yet.
At some point.
And they're at the Air Force Base. Trump made it seem like yesterday or the other day that if this thing went well, almost like they could call up Zelensky and just have him get there and they stay a night. And that's when they could go to the strip clubs.
In Anchorage.
In Anchorage. Whereas my good friend Bell put it, probably not the A-team. Probably not. You know what the state bird of Alaska is? A subpoena.
What color is that?
If you move to Alaska, chances are it's because you're being chased from somewhere else. That's not very nice. Truth. Coming up, we got some more fun stuff to get to. I got some great stories still. I do. And a lot of you are still chiming in about the Minnesota cheerleaders, which, as you said, if you guys haven't heard about the Vikings have male cheerleaders, 2 of them. 2 male cheerleaders. And yes, they're cheerleaders. They're not stunt squad. That's different. That is absolutely different. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997. I was a little surprised about that because he was listening to the defense attorneys.
That's what the charges were.
I mean, that seems
or the allegations.
That seems like, well, I mean, they must have cleared him. I mean, if you're listening to imagine being an attorney and you got to hear what the other side was thinking in private and talking about. It might give you an advantage.
Maybe.
I don't know. Like, if I was a football coach
Football.
and I was able to get all of the plays or a good majority of the plays that they script and I knew exactly what was going on,
Michigan.
maybe you would think that would give you a help. Just a little bit. A smidge. Do you want to know how obsessed we are with the internet? Are you ready for this?
Ready.
The average American scrolls 86 miles a year.
Wow.
86. And you're thinking, what do you mean? So think about it. You're watching a reel, and it goes, what, 6 inches? Whoop, 2 inches? Now do that, and that adds up to 86 miles in a year. Man. It's crazy. And then the other thing is Instagram and Facebook, the latest data is Instagram and Facebook were supposed to be set up that it was, your friends, your family, that kind of stuff. You go in there, and of course, we know what happened. But now, this is what's crazy. 93% of people on Facebook only watch videos that have nothing to do with their friends, and it's even more on Instagram. They're not even connecting with their friends anymore. It's just another place to watch videos.
Dude, I get lost on Instagram. I get lost.
Yeah. It's easy to do, kids. It's easy to do.
I get lost in your eyes.
You do. You should. It's what Garth did. 200 people later. I'm kidding, Garth. Oh, friends in low places, somebody said. Wonder what that's about. I'm reading into it. It's the Chad Benson Show, Super Token 99.7.